Hi, this is a tarot reader. In this video, I'm going to cover the bi-monthly readings for the fiery signs, that is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. These bi-monthly predictions are from the 9th of February 2017 till 9th of April 2017. Okay, the coming 2 months. Now, the first star sign which I'm discussing is Aries. Okay, as far as life in general is concerned, there will be some issues with your enemies. Okay, especially if you're the Aries man, the male, you might have to face some of your enemies, or you might have to really hold on to your willpower. You are blessed with a strong willpower, something that you will have to hold on to make things work around you. Yes, there will be people who will create obstacles, there will be people who will create a phase of stagnation, but all that you have is your willpower. You may not get the support that you're expecting out of people around you, whether it's the workplace or the personal life. The same applies to women. If you are professionally inclined and if you have a profession, you will have a lot of obstacles with people around you. And on the personal front, yes, you might lose your temper with people you don't want to lose your temper with. As far as the finances are concerned, see, you've drawn marriage cards in your financial reading. Okay, so if you're expecting or you're planning to get married in the next 2 months, be a bit careful with your finances. You might spend more than what is needed, or you might exceed your budget. Okay, but yes, if you're looking for marriage with the consent of your parents, then there could be some obstacles. If it's a marriage which is away from your city of residence or your place of residence, it could be something that will give you much more beautiful memories in terms of the experience. You will connect with some political people who come from the educational background, the healthcare background, or politics or social work. And you will also connect with some really interesting business people. As far as investments are concerned, be careful. I wouldn't advise you to go out and buy investments which are of higher value right now. But yes, travel is something that will be fruitful for you. The next star sign, that is a fiery sign, is Leo. Okay, the lion. Okay, for the Leos, I mean, property issues or property purchases is something that is very much high on the cards. I definitely see a probability of purchasing new properties or going for a wedding in the family. Okay, or maybe renovating an existing structure or the house that you live in. But just be careful with the documents. If you're planning to purchase a property, just be careful with your possessions in the house where you're living. There could be some loss of possessions, like losing your jewelry, your cash, or property documents. Or if you're hiring a broker or a middle person to purchase the property for yourself, then be careful. Property purchase is definitely high because your life in general as well as your finances show a property purchase. On the personal front, or especially when it comes to people around you, especially in the family, be very careful, because you might be thinking that giving money to your relatives or giving money to people you're close to can compensate for the time that you cannot give. No, that's not how it is. And even by giving money to people close to you, it's not going to ensure that you will have fruitful relationships. Okay, so try and avoid the monetary exchange with people you are close to, so as to avoid any misunderstandings. Yes, and try to focus more on what needs to be focused on in a relationship or friendship or your social life. Yeah, but otherwise there could be some setbacks emotionally. Some people you have trusted, okay, they could turn against you, and that could come up in the next 2 months. The next star sign is Sagittarius. Yes, with the Sagittarius lot, I see financial issues. Okay, firstly, I see more expenses than your source of income, something that could trouble you. Okay, or not being as wise with your money as you need to be. if you're expecting payments from people around you or people whom you have given money and you're expecting the money to come back to you, there could be some glitches. If you're expecting payments for your work or your professional life, if you're expecting people to pay you what you deserve, then there could be some glitches over there, because money may not come at the right time, and money may not come that easily either. It could create some struggle for you, which is something you're not very willing to go through. It could create some awkward situations, some humiliating experiences, so be very careful. On the emotional front, you might also be you know more self-destructive, should I say, okay, because if you're someone who's into addictions of any kind, whether it is liquor, whether it is drugs, whether it is medicines, okay, be very careful. You might overindulge in that, okay. Try not to remember your past wounds. By scratching your old wounds, you're not going to get anything. You will only become more self-destructive. I see more self-destructive temperament when it comes to your life in general or your finances. Try to be careful with that. You might get rid of one or two of your enemies in the next 2 months. I mean, before April 9th, you might get rid of your enemies, some of your enemies, and there could be some drastic changes in your personal or your financial life. Changes which you may not be willing to accept at the start, but they will still benefit you in the long run. Sometimes we need to go through that struggle. Sometimes we need to go through that pain to find something more fruitful for ourselves. Yes. This video covers the fiery signs, that is Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. Yes. If you have any doubts, any queries, you can mention that in the comments. If you want a personal reading for yourself, you need to call me or send me an email. Yep. Tarot reader, and God bless you. Thank you.